This is something I made because we lost Tanny recently, and we thought we'd make something that Christine had him for 3 years, but she loved him so much. So this is a tribute to Tan and Christine's love, which was a huge love together, and it upset us so much when we lost him. Also in the kitchen here, we have a few bits and pieces which we bought up from Christine's. Together in the window there you can see the Cape primroses which I grow. Also in the kitchen here we have something else which we've made for Tan so he can remember, and it hangs underneath a picture that he did with his own little paws to Mum when she first arrived 3 years ago. She loved him and they loved each other, and above that is something I did with Tanny as a pup. So it goes from Tanny as a pup going down to when Christine arrived, and then down to when we lost Darling. Here in the background we can now come down past the hydrangeas to a little place where Tan's remembered. There's a picture of Red Hill and the Wolds where he's buried, and the little memorial to him when we had him cremated. I don't know whether you can see it, but it says, "In memory of Tan Brook, a much loved friend and companion who was individually created with dignity and care, and whose ashes are contained herein. 8th of August 2016, which actually was Mum's birthday." As I come out again, you can see a little bird feature that Christine's converted into a memory for Tan, and his little ashes sit in there. The stars represent him, because when we went down to Southwold, he had a great big toy in his mouth, which he nicked from Jean's house and carried everywhere with him, and we named him the Star of Southwold. Also you can see another fuchsia underneath the basket, which Christine wanted me to show you, that I forgot to do in the first one. It means a lot to us because we took it from a cutting outside our honeymoon cottage in Hythe. It was the start of our love together, and it's gone ever since and grows greater every year. Around at the bottom here you can see, hopefully, a lovely blackbird that Christine feeds every morning and came into the house yesterday. He's sitting there alongside the Buddha and seems well at rest with everything else in the garden. They brought up about 3 chicks this year, which last year there were 6, 7 or 8, but this year's been so wet early on they didn't produce so many. And here's little Christine here, because she was doing the plants yesterday, and one of the baby birds actually landed on her head, and there was such a scream, and so she yelled out. She's not very keen on birds, but has got used to them now. But I thought she'd fallen over and hurt herself or got stung by something. It was pretty traumatic, so I came rushing out, and there she was, luckily okay. So I gave her a great big hug and told her I love her, which I do so very much.
He's sitting on top of the greenhouse now.
Sorry, darling?
He's sitting on top of the greenhouse.
Yes, the blackbird's now sitting on top of the... He was sitting on top of the greenhouse. When I turned round, it went. So that's all for now, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Here, as you can see in the lounge, there's some of the other Cape primroses which I grow from seed, from cuttings, but they do make such a lovely show. Here's the ship I made for Christine for Christmas this year, which I'm very proud of. Well, last year, sorry, which I'm also very proud of. As you can see, you can look through the windows into the garden, and what a tremendous thrill it gives us as we sit in our chairs at the end of a day and just look out, or any time during the day. It's so lovely to see. And in the windows you can see the statues that Pam bought, which Christine calls yin and yang, which is a male and female Indian or whatever figurine, but they are rather lovely and work well together. In this corner we have the other ship I built for her, which we named Voyager, because it's for our wedding anniversary last year, and it really tells us it's called Voyager because that's what we went on together. I committed myself to a lovely lady, and I grow to love her more and more every day. And in the background you can see the other figurine, which is of a gentleman, which I presume is Himalayan or Chinese or Japanese, I don't know. And again, as you look in there, you can see out through into the garden, and the lounge is virtually part of it. I sometimes get lost for words.